Greece is known for its natural beauty and fascinating history. Greece's attractions and ancient archaeological sites, countless islands, sandy beaches, and mild Mediterranean climate make it one of Europe's top tourist destinations. Let's dive into 10 best places to visit in Greece. Number 10. Navagio Beach. Guests of the island of Zakynthos who are interested in the sights of Greece should definitely visit the unique Navagio Beach. Travelers can only get here by ship, as this place is hidden from prying eyes. Tourists who don't know what to see in Greece will be happy to visit Navagio, the pearl of this region. The local beach is covered with golden sand washed by crystal clear water. This is a real piece of paradise that you will never want to say goodbye to. Navagio is also called the Island of Shipwrecks. This is because a smuggler's ship sank here in the past. It is still not known exactly why this happened. The beach will delight travelers who want to take a break from noisy cities. After all, in these parts there is not even the slightest sign of civilization. Here, a person begins to experience a certain isolation from the outside world, which fills him with peace and harmony. Navagio gives its guests a unique opportunity to merge with pristine nature. When going to sunbathe, do not forget to take sunscreen and a hat with you. There is no other way to protect yourself from the sun's rays, since in clear weather there is absolutely no shade on the beach. So tourists should take care of their personal comfort in advance. Number 9. Mount Olympus. One of the most famous attractions of Greece, Mount Olympus is located right on the picturesque shore of the Aegean Sea in Thessaly. In reality, it would be easier to call Olympus 3 mountains. The highest mountain range includes 3 peaks, Mytikas, Skolio, and Stephanie. Each of them rises above ground level by almost 3,000 meters. The highest peak is Mytikas. It has a height of 2,917 meters and falls into the picturesque abyss of Kazan. Today, it is difficult to imagine the sights of Greece without Mount Olympus. They are a national nature reserve and are protected by UNESCO. The status of a national park was assigned to these beautiful places back in 1938. The mountains received another status in 1985. Then they were recognized as part of the archaeological and historical heritage. The national park invites tourists to enjoy exquisite natural scenery. The mountains today are inhabited by mountain goats, hedgehogs, deer, squirrels, wolves, wild boars, and foxes. You can climb to Olympus using special lifts. Climbers conquer the peaks on their own. Number 8. Santorini Island. This small island is considered one of the most beautiful holiday destinations in Greece. When assessing what to see in Greece, you must definitely include the island of Santorini in this list. Geologists' findings confirm this legend. The island became a reminder of an ancient geological catastrophe. The French geologist Fouquet called Santorini the Pompeii of the Aegean Sea. Scientists have established that the tectonic fault that highlighted this beautiful territory occurred in the Tertiary period. Further, the appearance of the island was complemented by the activity of volcanoes, making it round. By the way, local residents often call their place of residence this way Krugli Island. The island was home to an ancient, advanced civilization that was buried by a volcanic eruption around 1500 BC. This catastrophe in those ancient times destroyed many cities of Crete. The sights of Greece without this island would not be so romantic. Today, Santorini continues to be a volcano. Moreover, it is the largest active volcano on the planet, the eruptions of which gradually made the general outlines of Santorini crescent-shaped. The island will delight tourists with its beautiful landscapes and incredibly pleasant climate. Number 7. Palace of the Grand Masters. One of the legendary historical monuments of Greece, included in the UNESCO World Heritage List, is the Palace of the Grand Masters. The first owners and builders of the palace were the Hospitallers. They ruled Rhodes from 1309 to 1522. That is more than 200 years. It was from the Palace of the Grand Masters that during these 2 centuries they ruled virtually the entire territory of the Eastern Mediterranean. 19 masters sat here, on whose will all decisions made by the Hospitallers depended. The beautiful island of Rhodes was previously the center of power in this territory. The Palace of the Grand Masters was erected on the site of the former Temple of Helios and the Byzantine fortress that replaced it. During the time of the Templars, the pompous and luxurious palace was used as a venue for ceremonial receptions and negotiations. Today, the palace constantly hosts 2 major exhibitions. One tells about the times of the Crusaders. By examining the second one, you can learn about the life of the island's inhabitants during antiquity. The exhibition occupies more than 205 halls. Number 6. Windmills of Mykonos. One of the main attractions and calling card of Mykonos Island are the windmills. When the ship just approaches the shores of the island, you can see a breathtaking spectacle of rotating windmills. The first mentions of mills were found in the notes of travelers who visited Greece in the 12th, 13th centuries. Even then, they amaze with their grandeur and beauty. This is not surprising, because the construction of such buildings required the same amount of effort as the construction of a huge sailing ship. Another important detail was the careful selection of the location for their construction. Typical of this area are mills in the form of round towers built of stone. Thatch was most often used for the roof. In ancient times, there were more than 600 mills. They worked almost around the clock. The favorable location of the island contributed to the successful trade in flour. Now there are only 7 of them left, and even those are not used for their intended purpose. They contain exhibition halls, restaurants, and cafes that can be visited by anyone. One of the mills is used as a hotel where tourists can spend an unforgettable time on one of the most beautiful islands in the world. Number 5. Melissani Cave Lake. The Greek island of Kefalonia is famous for its various architectural monuments and amazing nature, which attracts tourists. What to visit in Greece and where you should definitely visit is of interest to many vacationers. The main attraction remains the lake in the Melissani Cave. The water in it is so clean and transparent that you can see that you are 10 meters deep. The existence of the cave was discovered relatively recently when a shepherd accidentally found it. This happened in 1951, after which excavations began in this place, and since 1963, the cave and lake were open to everyone. The approximate size of the cave is 160 to 40 meters. Its entire territory is occupied by a lake. After the earthquake, part of the vaults was destroyed, resulting in an opening at the top that illuminates the cave. Another unusual phenomenon is water that is both salty and fresh. Salt water is brought in by currents from the Ionian Sea, located 14 kilometers away. To enjoy all the beauty of the lake, you first need to go through a narrow corridor and get to the pier. It is best to do this at noon. Number 4. Valley of the Butterflies. One of the most amazing places on the island of Rhodes is the Valley of the Butterflies. Local residents gave it their name, Pedalauds. This amazing reserve is located 30 kilometers from the city of Rhodes and is a park near the gorge. What to see in Greece and what place will you remember for a long time? If you ask this question, be sure to visit the reserve. Only here can one observe such a fantastic spectacle as myriads of multicolored moths flocking together. They are attracted by the smell of styrax. During the day, they usually sleep perched on the branches of bushes or styrax trees, and a sharp sound or awkward movement is enough to wake up the red-winged beauties. Butterflies gather during the mating season from May to September. They should not be disturbed at this time. For tourists hungry for new discoveries and knowledge, a museum has been created in the reserve. In addition to butterflies, you can see lizards basking in the sun or some rare birds. They like to roost near waterfalls or on rocks. You can get to the Valley of Butterflies by climbing the path leading up the mountain. The journey is not easy, and it is better to prepare comfortable shoes in advance. Number 3. Medieval City of Rhodes. The historical treasure of Greece is the medieval city of Rhodes, a priceless open-air museum. In this city, everything from walls and gates to fortresses. Rhodes was founded in the 5th century BC, and over its vast history, it has experienced a series of striking events that left their mark on the city's architecture. In general, the city consists of 2 parts. One of them is modern, with a developed tourist infrastructure. The second is ancient, the so-called Old Town. What can be seen today in the Old Town is a number of buildings dating back to the Middle Ages, powerful walls with 11 entrances, of which only 5 remain in working order, the immense Rhodes fortress from the time of the Knightly Order, and etc. Number 2. Sparta. In the southernmost part of mainland Greece, the Laconia region, there are 2 prominent ancient Greek cities, Sparta and Mistras. And if even people far from traveling have heard about the first, only researchers and a few tourists traveling within the Peloponnese are familiar with the second. Mistras, founded by the Crusaders in the 13th century, is located on the steep slopes of the Taygetos Mountains. Now it is an abandoned ghost town, which for many centuries has kept intact the most valuable historical monuments, the remains of houses, fortifications, and the ruins of a medieval castle on a hill. Today, Mistras is a small village that can be reached by car or bus from Sparta in a matter of minutes. In order to get to the protected archaeological zone, you will need to climb up from the settlement along one of 2 paths, one of which leads to the upper city, the second to the lower buildings. Number 1. Venetian harbor of Chania. About 3,000 islands surrounding the Balkan Peninsula are island Greece. The sites of Crete make a huge contribution to the country's treasury, due to the huge number of memorable sites and interesting objects collected on this island. The Venetian harbor of Chania is one of them. It was built in the 14th century during the period of Venetian rule, and today it is the heart of the old town of Chania. Only a few of the ancient Venetian fortifications remain today. The best preserved are the Firkus Bastion, as well as the covered docks, the customs building, and finally, the recognizable symbol of Chania, the Egyptian lighthouse. Today, the harbor is one of the favorite places to relax. Along the coastline, there are many bars, restaurants, and cafes where you can not only taste Mediterranean cuisine, but also admire the beautiful sea panorama.